Hey fellow vault dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you updated build for the heavy gunner. Yes, the human heavy gunner is coming. It is incredibly powerful. It was, though, harder to make it than ever before just because of the choices. First, this is legendary distribution before application of legendary perks. And those are legendary perks. As usually, in my recent builds, I like to keep one swappable. Therefore, Power Armor Reboot, it's my swappable slot. I use that if I run lots of raids. That helps if the Stalker, Mole Miner Stalker hits me. I have 40% chance to get a second chance, which is good. Taking one for the team, essential, plus 20 total special, added to endurance, intelligence, agility, luck. I honestly was thinking about adding more than 20. 20 is the minimum to squeeze in all the combat-related perks needed for the heavy gunner to shine. So I would say heavy gunner is the most perk-intensive in this moment from all the builds I did so far. Strength, only 11 just because there's so much better categories. I went first time ever on the compromise and you can see no carry weight under strength. I know, it's tough. I still have carry weight on my armor for food, drink, and chems. Nothing under strength. Heavy gunner perks only rank 1 as there's no more room. Easy target, as that's a big damage boost on any boss fight. Scatter shot works great with heavy gunner, helps to improve your damage greatly on the boss fights, and blocker for tankiness. You can play this build full health, low health, as you wish. If you choose to play full health, to answer a question, you can choose to remove Nerd Rage, but it's not even necessary. The new Nerd Rage works for everyone. It's no longer required to drop to 20% health. So this build is full health, low health. You play it as you wish. I usually play low health. Tormentor. Extra damage per each crippled limb. And concentrated fire if you want to maintain VATS. There is one swappable option for the perception. If you choose to run Tesla Cannon mainly, or other explosive weapons without VATS, you will switch off Tormentor and Concentrated Fire to Grenadier for blast radius, and Santa Masochist, so we don't really need to aim for the weak spot, you just fire straight. Endurance, tankiness, yes, heavy gunner is super tanky, life giver, ironclad, iron stomach, natural resistance, it's all tankiness, then a little bit of AP from Thirst Quencher, bullet shield, incredible tankiness. It says 20% deflect chance, but in power armor or in any heavy armor if you wear it, that's 30, so it's really good perk, that's 30% for us. Fireproof for tankiness and Sturgeons to keep mutations. Under Charisma, Essential, Strength in Numbers, and Tenderizer to increase our damage. Intelligence, First Aid for a little bit stronger stims, Nerd Rage for more damage AP region, Power User if you want to use VATS, this is important, Stabilized, Armor Piercing for all our heavy guns in power armor, Demo Expert, you have extra explosive damage, if you choose to use any explosive weapons you will need it. If you don't, you can switch that. If you didn't notice, I don't even have Bashes included. So if you don't want any explosives, Bashes included is a really good option. Or maybe Gunsmith if you use the gun that breaks often. Intelligence, it's a hard to squeeze category one more time. It was tough build to choose the best of the best perks. Agility, a lot more damage, Gunslinger. Then all onslaught perks, the regular onslaught. So we do have full stacks and boost. If you didn't watch my video why Furious is the best, that's because it synergizes with Onslaught. It remains, Furious and Onslaught mechanics remains #1 DPS increase at this moment in Fallout 76. Born Survival, so I do not die. Rank 2 is needed if I want to play Bloodied. Rank 1 usually triggers after I'm dead. Rank 2 triggers just in time. Therefore, rank 2 is necessary if you want to rely on Born Survival as a Bloodied. Lastly, Adrenaline. This is must-have on every build now, going up to 100% damage when on the kill streak. That's a lot. What's important to know, kills done by your teammates count towards adrenaline, so it's very easy to get those stacks when you play with a team too. You don't need to compete for kills, you will get stacks. And lastly, luck. Bloody Mess. You may consider swapping Bloody Mess for Class Freak. A little bit less damage if you do that, but way more convenient. Better criticals, more damage with criticals. One gun army, so you cripple those enemies and get 75% bonus damage from easy target. Ricochet, super tankiness perk. 4-leaf clover, so our VATS accuracy is not a problem. We miss, we charge critical, we hit. Crit Savvy for more criticals. Junk Shield for even more tankiness. And someone is sharing one gun army. It doesn't stack this. If you wonder what happens if people share different ranks, the highest rank will work. So for me, it's max out one gun army. Those are all the perks. Now mutations and gear. What's the best gear? Mutations are no different than any other range build. Therefore, adrenal reaction for damage. Bird bones, so we don't fall too fast. That's mainly the fall speed is the big one for heavy gunner. Carnivore for easy food. Or you can go Megavore and have Herbivore too, as long as Megavore is the thing. Chameleon for fishing, unrelated to the build. Eagle Eyes for extra damage. Egghead for extra damage because of Science perk being updated. Herd Mentality, all free special. Marsupial to jump higher. Scaly Skin for extra tankiness. Not necessary, that's a little bit of extra. I usually try to suppress it with a serum, otherwise this 50 AP loss may be a problem. Speed Demon for reload speed and movement speed. I would say about Scaly Skin, if you don't want to use serums, or if you don't want to use Class Freak, skip Scaly Skin. Increased tankiness is not worth it. The weapons, so what am I carrying? Like there's so many heavy guns. They basically all good. Choice up to you. I'm carrying this 50 cal machine gun with limb damage. That's my crippling weapon. Very handy. I'm carrying this Gauss minigun when I want to have some explosive damage. If you wonder about performance, Gauss minigun and Gatling plasma, on enemies that explosive count, so that can take damage from explosive, it's about the same as Gatling plasma. If you wonder, are there any enemies that do not take damage from explosives? Not many, but Guardian is one of them. So Guardian on stage 1 of the raid is immune to explosions, therefore minigun would be weaker than Gatling plasma. On regular enemies, they perform about the same. For hunting flying Scourge Beasts, I would give a slight edge to Gauss minigun, but they're about the same now. I have 3 Gatling plasmas because they're so cool and useful now, so I have 3 of those. This one with conductors, weapon speed. This one with, again, weapon speed, durability, polished on this one. They're all Furious. Furious dominates. And this one with pinpointers, crit damage. When crit damage works, it's awesome. I mean, the perk works. The 2nd star perk worked. The problem is criticals doesn't always register. That's why I am leaning towards faster firing weapons now. So I cannot really rely on adventure servers if my critical is gonna pop every 2nd shot or not. When they do, it's awesome. When they don't, tough luck. And that's my Tesla cannon, 2-shot explosive. Mainly when I need to switch and shoot enemies that are hiding inside the walls, stuck somewhere. And I need to find them. That's my search weapon. What about the build performance? So let's shoot some maybe flying Scourge Beast. Do you want to see Guardian too? Maybe you do, so I will show you Guardian too. But yeah, armor, almost forgot. So armor. My nocturnal armor for VATS usage, for everyday VATS usage. It is awesome. I like it. I did a video about nocturnal recently, so probably already know what it does. It is awesome for VATS, so I like to run it when I want to use VATS, and I have a bunch of other. That's my main power armor. My favorite one, that's a troubleshooter, luck, food, drink, weight reduction, and the last star, it's 2 pieces of limit breaking, and 3 pieces of Aegis. So that's what I have. The Aegis gives you extra resistances. I will be using, of course, this armor when facing the Guardian. And now combat. Let's find the Scourge Beast. Is there a Scourge Beast? There is a Scourge Beast. Let's get a little bit closer. Then we activate our extra agility, so I can fire for longer. And look at that. There was Scourge Beast. There is Scourge Beast. No more. If you wonder how 50 cal would perform, surprisingly good. Okay, let's switch to a 50 cal, and I know I'm full health at this moment. It doesn't make much difference. I will not be dropping health, as I want to do Guardian 2 in a moment. Other Scourge Beast. Okay, we have another Scourge Beast. Get a little bit closer. Wake up, Scourge Beast. What? Oh, finally. You can see I'm always static with low advanced hit chance, but that's not a problem. So that's good old 50 cal. One of my favorite weapons. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Amazing sound. Good performance. I'm using it for crippling. I have conductors on it, so my action points are not a problem. Okay, there is... I don't know. There is Scorch somewhere. I don't know where. Let's go. The Guardian, if you wonder. I will not be changing the build to dedicated Guardian farmer. I will continue with my build. I will just go after Guardian. For the Guardian fight, how luck is important, because then ricochet chance is better. I have 29% ricochet chance with luck of 28. And luck of 28 I need with 2 pieces of limit breaking. That's enough to get criticals every other shot. Let's see what Guardian has to say. I'm standing close to the barrier. That's basically edge of whatever counts as close range. So I need to be as close to the barrier as possible. If I would be using flame, I would be standing on the pipe. Then I need to be even a little bit closer, but I'm using long range weapons, so this is fine. I'm starting with a 50 cal. And then I will switch to a Gatling plasma. But which one? Which one do I want to use? Pinpointers? Maybe. So let's start with some stimpaks, so we don't die. And look at my good old 50 cal versus the shield, plus all the ricochet and bullet shield triggering. The shield goes down in no time. That's a breeze. Taking down the shield. Now let's go for pinpointers, Gatling plasma. And this is amount of damage it's doing to the torso without using any stealth, anything like that. The VATs sustain for quite a bit. I didn't use any coffee, so I need to exit, but it's nicely aligned with my reload. Reload was not planned. Then I continue. As you can tell probably by now, Enclave Plasma Flamer will do significantly higher DPS. It is true, the Enclave Plasma Flamer is significantly higher DPS, but even with me talking a lot and not focusing a lot, I can do it in time with the Gatling Plasma with pinpointers on it. And I was still punished for being too slow. Oh, look at that! I was rewarded with Aegis! One of my favorite. Combo of Aegis and limit breaking. That's what I'm normally after. This is awesome. So Heavy Gunna build is doing absolutely great with the latest update. It's still a meta build because of combination, tankiness and damage and range, everything in one. Can it compete with Commando DPS wise? As you can tell, at least in range of Enclave Plasma Flamer, cannot. Enclave Plasma Flamer is absolute domination #1 DPS. But that being said, Heavy Gunna remains on the top of the food chain. So now, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.